Dear students, I hope all of you are fine. I'm also fine today. You know that in last sessions, I gave you a class on voice, how to change active to passive voice. I taught you the voice of present indefinite, past indefinite, future indefinite, present continuous, past continuous, future continuous, and present perfect, past perfect, and future perfect. And I taught you how to change active to passive and passive to active. Dear students, I am going to give you a class today on speech. You can see, and you know that the speech is classified into two. One is called direct and another is indirect. Dear students, there are two types of speech, direct and indirect. He says, the inverted comma, this is called inverted comma. I will go to school. Dear student, there are repeating verbs and repeated speech. Then you will have to call it direct sentence. And if you write here indirect, he says, instead of inverted comma, you have to write that. He says that. Instead of I, you will have to write the subject as it is first person. So you will have to take here he will go to school. Dear students, you can see that as there is a present tense, so I have not changed the tense of the indirect sentence. This is the systems of direct and indirect. So this is called direct sentence and this is called indirect sentence. Today we will learn words are necessary at the time of changing direct speech to indirect speech. Let's learn how to change it. Dear students, now I will try to teach you or make you understand at the time of changing active to passive voice, words are necessary. You will have to know the states at first and some words what will be changed at the time of changing active to passive. If you have present indefinite tense, at the time of changing into indirect, you will have to write past indefinite tense. If you have present continuous, you will have to write past continuous. If you have past perfect, you will have to write in if you have present perfect, you will have to write past perfect. If you have your present perfect continuous tense, you will have to write in past perfect continuous tense. Dear students, if you have here past indefinite tense, you will have to change into past perfect tense. If you have past continuous tense, you will have to write into past perfect continuous tense. Dear students, this is the rules of tense. You will have to know how to change at first, and for this reasons you will have to know how to change the tense. I'm going to tell you it again or repeat it. If I have written here in short forms, I present indefinite tense. If you have present indefinite tense, you have to change into past indefinite tense. If you have present continuous tense, you will have to write here past continuous tense. If you have in present perfect tense, you will have to write in past perfect tense. If you have here present perfect continuous tense, you will have to change into past perfect continuous tense. If you have past indefinite, then you will have to write in past perfect tense. If you have past continuous tense, you will have to write past perfect continuous tense. Dear students, if you know these tense, it will be easy for you to change direct speech into indirect and indirect to direct. Dear students, if you have shall or will, you will have to write here in past, in indirect sentence, you will have to write here would. If you have can, you will have to write could. If you have may, you will have to write might. If you have can be, you will have to write could be. If you have maybe, you will have to write might be. Dear students, and if you have should have, you will have to write should have. You will have to write should have. Dear students, if you have need, and if it is in principal clause, if you have this main verbs, then you will have to write needed. Dear students, if you have dare, you will have to write dared. And if you write have here must, then you will have to change into had to. And if you have must have plus noun, you will have must have plus noun. You will have to write must have plus noun. Dear students, you can see this is the common rules of these. I am going to repeat it. If you have shall or will, then you will have to write would. If you have can, then you will have to write here could. If you have may, then you will have to write here might. If you have can be, and indirect, you will have to write could be. If you have may be, then you will have to write here might be. If you have shall have, then you will change into, should have, then you will have to change into should have. If you have need, then you will change into needed. If you have dare, then you will have to write dared. If you have must, you will have to write in have to. If we have must have, then you will have to write must have plus noun. Dear students, these are the common rules, and if you want to learn, then I will give you other tips. If you write here these, then you will have to write here that in indirect. If you write here these, then you will have to write here those. And if you have here, you will have to write here there. In indirect, if you write ago, have ago, you will have to write before. Dear student, if you have come, then you will have to change into go. Yeah, if you have either, then you will have to write thither. Dear student, if you have hands, you will have to write here tense. If you have here now, you will have to write here then. Dear students, if you have today, you will have to write that day. Dear students, if you have tonight, you will have to write that night. If you have tomorrow, you will have to change into the next day or the following day. Yesterday, then you will have to write here previous day or the day before. Previous day or the day before. Dear students, I'm going to repeat it again. If you have this, then you will have to write that. If you have this, then you will have to write those. If you have here, then you will have to write there. If you write ago, then you will have to write before. If you have come, then you will have to write here go. The thither will be changed into there, hither. Hence will be thence, and now will change into be into them. And today will be changed into that day, and tonight will be that night. Tomorrow will be the next day or the following day. The yesterday will be previous day or the day before. Dear students, and I'm going to give you. Dear students, if you have here last night, if you have last night, then you will have to write here previous night. Will be in previous night. Previous night. Dear students, if you have last month, you have to change it to previous month. If you have last year, then you have to write the following. If you have last year, then previous year. Like this way. Next year is the following year. We will change it to following year. Dear students, and if you know these rules clearly, then it will be easy for you how to change direct narration into indirect narrations. Let's practice this today. Dear students, we will practice now two sentences, how to change direct narration into indirect narration. If you have here, he said to me, you can see our sentence. He said to me, I will make a cake for you. Dear students, you will have to write here he, then instead of said to, you can write here told. If you have object, then you have to write a say, after say you have to add preposition to, then object. Then instead of said to, I have written here told, then object me. Instead of inverted comma, you will have to write here that. So he told me that I the first person will be changed according to the subject. So I will have to write instead of I, he, we will be would. We have learned here. Then you write may, a cake for you means object indicates second person indicate always object me. So he said to me, I will make a cake for you. If you write in indirect, then you will have the sentence will be he told me that he would make a cake for me. Dear students, I will give you another example. Tanya said to Rina, Rana, we will play chess. Dear students, instead of, so you will have to write here ta, nia, instead of say to, you will have to write here told, rana, instead of inverted comma you will have to write here that, we, so there is no first person, the third person, so you will have to write instead of we, there will be they, we will be would, play chess. So Tanya said to Rana, we will play chess. It will be Tanya told Rana that they would play chess. Dear students, I hope all of you will you have understood clearly, and all of you practice this. Dear students, you learn the rules of how to change direct nation to indirect nations, and next day I will give you some example to practice, and on each sentence you will, I hope you will do or you will complete your homework. The homework is you will have to change 10 sentence, direct sentence into indirect sentence from your grammar book, and to practice this. Okay, have a good luck. Bye bye.